Good afternoon and welcome to our alternative audio coverage of Eastleigh against Reading in the FA Cup second round, and we are live on the Commentary Hub 2 and JB Sports. I'm your alternative host, Nicholas Jones, and I'm pleased to have with me, and I'm pleased to have alongside me, John JB Stossard. John, good afternoon.
Hello, Nick. Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, it's great to be back, and just to let you know, guys, now that all my studio problems have been sorted. I've got a new studio. I'm commentating from here, from a little pantry, which is going to be my studio for the new year, and it's nice to be back. I'll be doing regular commentaries now from now to the end of the season, and it's fantastic, both on here, on TC Hub and JB Sports, of course, for the Burnley games. And it's great to be back, Nick, and amongst the TC Hub community and family. It's lovely to be back. And my first game as the Chief FA Cup commentator, you couldn't get a better game than Eastleigh against Reading, could you? Fantastic.
No, you certainly couldn't. The game is taking place at the Silver Lake Stadium, which is Eastleigh's home grounds. A bit of a cold day at the minute. Though conditions look reasonably mild. No sign of ice or snow or rain, and that's bound to be good playing condition. And that's bound to be good playing conditions. Going into this game, Eastleigh could well have a bit of a stiff test for them, because Reading, despite being so low down in League One, they have started to turn things around under Ruben Selles, and they have won 4 out of their last 6 matches in all competitions. For Eastleigh, they've won 3 out of their last 6, and John, theoretically, Reading could have the upper hand.
They could possibly have the upper hand, but Eastleigh have home advantage, of course, and. I think it's going to be. I mean, the Eastleigh fans. I mean, it's a classic case. Can the Spitfires down the Royals? You know what I mean? I mean, Eastleigh, of course, famous for the Spitfire. Of course, they're not far from Southampton Airport. In actual fact, it's a beautiful part of the world down there on the south coast, as you well know, Nick. And it's almost a derby, if you like. I mean, I think Reading have travelled some 60 miles from Berkshire to be down there here in Hampshire today. So. I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be a cracking game. I think this could be. I think this, out of all the ties, I think this could be a very close one thing. I mean, it's a shame. I mean, we've had a few close moments in the cup. Alfreton. I mean, I felt sorry for Alfreton and Walsall yesterday. Seconds away from beginning, and the referee calls it off. It must be so frustrating. But thankfully, I must admit, when we got the go ahead to cover this tie last night, I was actually doing my day job, and I was like thinking to myself, do not snow down in Hampshire. Do not snow, because if it gets called off, all that work would have been in vain. But the groundsmen, the ground staff here, they've managed to get the game on, and that's tremendous. And we're going to get a good game of football, I think, Nick.
Let's just hope we are. Richard Hill is the manager of Eastleigh, for anyone that is interested. So who is playing where? Go on, give us the lineups.
Well, thank you, Nick. And I can tell you that McDonald is in for Eastleigh, and then it's Frank. Excuse me about the pronunciations, folks. This is the first time I've covered these two teams this season. The first time ever I've covered Eastleigh. Frank Collette is the right back. Langston and Clements, we believe, are the 2 centre backs, with Hodgson the left back. I think it's 4-4-2. And then you've got in the midfield Taylor, Tanganga, McCallum, and Maguire, Borderline, and Scott Quigley. A lot of lower league. Top scorer with 7 goals. On the bench for the Spitfires, What a great nickname, by the way. Clampin, Barlow, Scott, Nawalki, Panther, Rutherford, Tazaka, Harris, and Yang. Some great names on the bench there for Eastleigh. They're playing in the Conference National League, and they're 11th in 11th place with 30 points. Now Reading, of course, Nicholas's team, 23rd in League One with just 13 points. But as you were saying, as Nicholas was saying at the top of the show, doing very well, or starting to turn the corner under manager Ruben Sellers. They line up with Custom Primera in goal, and it's Muller, Holmes, and Bengwe and Carson. Not Willie Carson, the jockey, but another Carson. Aziz, Craig, Savage, Elliott, and then again, excuse the pronunciation, it's a long one. Abadiarton, I can't pronounce it. I'll try and pronounce it as I go on. And Nibs completes the lineup on the bench for the Royals. Button, Dean, Smith, Mukaru, Hutchinson, Wing, Abbey, Rashina, and Vickers. And I have to say, Nick, some of them players on view today, some of the names there, they're totally unpronounceable, aren't they?
Well, they can't. Well, they kind of are if you go as high as the championship. Though I think there are a few tongue twisters, shall we say, in League One.
There's certainly a couple on show here today. There's a couple on show here today. That's for sure.
Yes, indeed, there are. The teams I can see are just about getting ready to leave the tunnel. I just saw Pereira getting ready to take his place. Charlie Savage at the back. I believe he is the son of Robbie Savage.
That's right.
John will correct me on that one. The teams I can see are now leaving the tunnel. Our referee. I'm just about out of time to mention his name, but I'm sure JB will tell us. Anyway, he's got 160 games experience. So the team's now coming out onto the pitch. So let's hand over to John. JB Stossart. Take it away.
Thank you very much indeed, Nick, and welcome to everybody to the commentary box now. Nick's going to have a rest of his voice. We've already gone through the teams, obviously. Now we're going to just, while we're waiting for the kickoff, we'll check the officials for today's game. And I can tell you that the referee today is Lewis Smith. I don't know where he's from. I haven't had a chance to check where he comes from, but that's what I usually do. But Lewis Smith is the man in charge today. He's our referee. He's assisted. No VAR. You'll be pleased to know, ladies and gents, on this stream. We are a VAR-free zone on JB Sports and TCL2 this afternoon. No VAR. So the two assistants are Connor Farrell and Scott Williams, and Ben Atkinson is our fourth official and a very experienced EFL referee, Lewis Smith. But thankfully, we do not have VAR to talk about in this particular stream. I'll remind you, when the third round comes around in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, there'll be plenty of games that will have VAR and some will not have VAR. Me and Nicholas will talk about the draw a little later on, but a couple of standout ties just from that third round. We've got Liverpool away at Arsenal. The Timely at Derby is on as well. Sunderland and Newcastle, and of course Tottenham and Burnley, Wigan and Manchester United. Just 4 of the outstanding third round ties that have been drawn out earlier today. It's the coin toss is conducted by Mr. Smith, the referee. And just to recap the two teams: McDonald, Hodgson, Frankelett, Langston, Ballwine, Atatanga, Taylor, Clements, Maguire, McCallum, and Quigley up front. And then we'll just quickly we'll check the running 11 again. On Joe Pereira in goal, and then it's Mbengue, Holmes the captain, Moller, Carson, Charlie Savage, who is the son of Robbie Savage. He certainly has the looks. Craig, Nibs, Elliott, Ebertonman, and Aziz. They're going to play 4-3-3, we believe, Reading. So they're in the white shirts with the grey shorts. Ruben Sellers' men. FA Cup semi-finalists as recently as 2015 when they got to the semi-finals and took Arsenal practically all the way. This Charlie Savage, the son of Robbie, of course. Robbie was a feisty little player in his time at the likes of Blackburn Rovers and Birmingham City, and most notably Leicester City, as the game is underway here at the Silver Lake Stadium. Eastleigh in all blue. So the second round of the FA Cup now into its third day, of course. There were some games played on Friday, of course. And Wigan got through in one of the ties. Notts County bowed out as well, having come from behind a couple of times. So it could well be a real test here for both sides as the cross comes in from the left-hand side. And the ball out of play for the first throw-in of the game to Eastleigh. And it's a terrific atmosphere building. There's been a terrific atmosphere building here at this ground all afternoon long. And number 12 here, Langston's going to take the throw-in for the National League side. As I said at the start, 11th place with 30 points to the total. So they are battling to get into those end-of-season National League playoffs. They've never reached a Football League, Eastleigh, in their existence. They are, as I said, nicknamed the Spitfires because of the history of the Spitfire aeroplane in this part of the world in Hampshire, as the ball is kicked away by McDonald with an all-green goalkeeper's kit. Ball kept in on the far side there by number 9, McCallum, who's got a whopping 15 goals in all competitions to his name this season. Langston gets it forward towards the right-hand channel. That's well cut out there by Carson. And the ball now in the centre of the park now with Charlie Savage. Savage using number 27 here, Mbemba. And also Aziz is there. Aziz tries to cross it in from the right-hand side. The ball goes dead into touch. And behind for the first goal kick of the game for Eastleigh. 2 minutes of the first half gone in this second round FA Cup game. Just to remind you, you have a choice of listening on the TCM network this afternoon. Here on JB Sports and the TCM2, you have this FA Cup tie with myself and Nicholas Jones presented, Eastleigh and Reading, and across on the TCM and the Focus on Football, which is one of our new sister channels to the TCM network. We've got a good game between West Ham and Crystal Palace, which Russ Vernon is commentating on, and then later on the big one, Manchester City against Tottenham Hotspur, with Paul James commentating on that one for you. So plenty of terrific football. 3 games this afternoon, split frequencies here on the TCM network, and his Reading comes charging forward again. And here's Charlie Savage now on the ball here on the right hand side, number 8 for Reading. Plays it to number 36 here, which is Craig. Then the ball knocked back again. Holmes takes possession. Now Craig has it. Back to Holmes again. And Bengay with the sort of the braided blonde hair. And now number 2, Moa has it. And then the ball back to Pereira. Gets his first touch of the proceedings. Just shy of 3.5 minutes played here down in Hampshire. Eastleigh 0, Reading 0. No, we certainly haven't had the blistering start we had at Turf Moor yesterday, where Jay Rodriguez scored in 15 seconds dead. At the time I was calling the game just for JB Sports, and I thought it was 20 seconds. It was confirmed later on that evening that it was 15 seconds and not 20 seconds. So Jay Rodriguez, who's played in these parts for Southampton, who actually scored a quicker goal than that against Chelsea, 10 years and a day apart. Meanwhile, here's a chance now for, well, I was just going to say Aquitanian to try and get on the end of that, but he's offside. Linesman on that near side, Scott Williams, I think, putting the flag up on that near side. And a free kick to Eastleigh. 4.5 minutes played of this second round game. Just to remind you that if it does end a draw today, there will be no extra time, no penalties. If it's level after 90 minutes, there will be a replay at the Majeski Stadium in, I was saying, in possibly Tuesday or Wednesday week. So if it was to end a draw, then they'd have to go again at the Madejski Stadium, some 60 miles north from where we are today. Here comes Maguire on the far side for the non-leaguers. Ball played in there, and then the volley comes in, and it was a good volley too by Taylor with his right foot, but it was a good, comfortable save from Pereira. And that first shot on goal came from the right foot of Taylor from just outside the penalty area, and it was well taken by Pereira in the Reading goal, all in a fluorescent yellow jersey. And here he is now on the ball. The pass back from Holmes, number 3. Reading are in a torrid couple of years, as Nicholas was saying. He knows more about the Royals' plight than I certainly do. Pereira kicking that away with his right foot, gives it a big long bomb. Click on there, and again the ball knocked back once more to the goalkeeper. Going up to 6 minutes played. FA Cup second round on a Sunday afternoon. Premier League on TC Hub and Focus on Football, Paul James's brand new channel, our new sister channel to the TC Hub network. And here on JB Sports and the Commentary Hub too, you have this game with me, with my good self. Eastleigh and Reading. Nicholas Jones hosting this one for us. Nice to be working with Nick again. As the kick comes in from McDonald, long way up there, up into the stratosphere. Number 4 now gets the possession. It's Atangana. 3 or 4 tongue twisting names here, so apologies for the mispronunciation. That's not been kept in there by and now Eastleigh have got a chance here from a throw in about halfway inside the Reading half to try and exploit the Royals defences here. Charlie Savage gets it back there, and now the ball is with Francolet, who does really well. Number 47 now has got it. It's Carson. Carson knocking it out, and again good defending again from Eastleigh, not giving anything away. Hodgson there. This was Taylor, the captain, with a good early strike with his right foot. It was a volley as well, which made it a little bit difficult for the goalkeeper. But Richard Hill there, the manager, he's into his second spell, incidentally, here at Eastleigh. In his first spell, won the Conference South in 2014. So he knows that he can get success here at this club. Very experienced manager in the lower reaches of the football pyramid, certainly non-league circles. So I'm now beaming down here in deepest Hampshire as the ball is knocked forward once more, but that's going to drift out of play for an Eastleigh throw-in. Ball attempted by the opposite captain, Holmes. And again, Holmes has possession, and then the ball knocked forward there by Craig. And in the all grey. Eastleigh blue. Just to remind you of the colours. Taylor's volley, the only shot we've had on goal in the opening nearly 9 minutes of this first half, and that's a good run here by Bagnaton. Now can he go past his man? He goes down, and the referee says free kick. Bantonovan really did run at his man there, and well, that's a bit harsh. I have to be honest, that's a bit harsh from referee Mr. Smith, because I didn't think that was a bookable offence. Oh, that's a bit harsh on Langston, I have to say. Yes, he has a fistful of shirt, but I think the referee in the opening exchanges could have just been a little bit more lenient there on George Langston, a little bit there, and just implored and used the discretion and the spirit of the game rather than the law, the letter of the law, rather than I'd like to have seen the spirit of the law applying that circumstance rather than the letter of the law. But anyway, it's a free kick to Reading in a very dangerous position. Carson's going to take it, number 47. Going to be left-footed, I fancy. It is the left foot of Carson swinging it in, but it's into no man's land and behind, past the far left-hand post for a goal kick to Eastleigh, and no further damage has been done to their defence thus far, with well over 10 minutes played in this second round FA Cup tie here, down here in the deepest south, on the south coast. Trevor Sports Country as well. The atmosphere is very, very good. When you go to these non-league grounds, they do have a unique atmosphere. It's almost like going back to a bygone age when football was proper football, even at the top level. We're talking 20, 30 years ago. This is proper football. Premier League is the biggest league in the world, but these players, it's their Wembley today, Eastleigh. It's their cup final. It's their chance to show in front of millions and millions of terrestrial television viewers that they want to really get an opportunity here. To get into a third round draw, to get into the third round would be terrific for the club. Money going into the coffers. It would just be unbelievable. Well, comes in there once more, flick on. Still deep inside the Eastleigh half. And then it's hooked away. A little bit up and underish there. It's Quigley and McCallum jumping for that one too. And the ball knocked out of play. That will be a Reading ball. Oh, I have to say I've got that wrong. The Select Car Leasing Stadium, I've always known it as the Majewski. I have to say, so it's the Select Car Leasing Stadium. I've been corrected. I stand corrected, Nick. Anyway, and Benge to take the throw, and more nice to see an actual white ball being used even in winter time. Now, nice in the Premier League, seeing those fluorescent orange balls, but here's Carson with a speculative effort from about 25 yards. That ends up going over the top for an Eastleigh goal kick. Running onto his left foot, he struck it reasonably well, but couldn't keep the shot down. It was always rising as soon as he struck the ball there, Carson. And into the fans behind McDonald's goal, and a goal kick to Eastleigh, which they've taken short. And in fact, they've won a free kick while whilst I was looking at an action replay of that effort from Carson. A full house here. 2,000. It's about 5,000. This small little compact ground here. At least 2,500 of them are seated. Quite a nice bit of terracing as well. That really gives it that old-fashioned feel to proceedings. And when you go and visit ground or see grounds like that in the early rounds of the Cup, and you've got them showcased live on television, make you appreciate what you did have. It's nice to stand on the terrace. I remember standing at the old Christie Park at Morecambe many, many moons ago when they were a non-league team. Morecambe had a very good win yesterday at Wycombe Wanderers. I'm sure Nicholas won't want to tell me that, but there's been some shocks over the weekend. Maidstone being one of those. Terrific result for them. But of course, this is a big game in more ways than one. I mean, you've got the likes of Pompey that went out in the first round to Chesterfield, and it was a real shame that the Alfreton game was called off yesterday. It would have been a great game to really get your teeth into, but of course we'll keep you abreast of all the other scores as we crack on in the FA Cup and Premier League, of course. If you want to listen to the West Ham game, you can tune in to the commentary hub. I will focus on football as that ball is spread through, but if you'd like to stay with us, please do. I think if you like your football to be of the FA Cup variety, JB Sports and the TC Hub 2 are the places to be right now. Don't forget the TC Hub Twitter handle, of course. That's at But it's actually X now. They don't call it Twitter, but our X handle is twitter.com/the commentary hub. I think that's what we've got it as. Meanwhile, anyway, free kick to Eastleigh now, and it's going to be required to send it in from the right hand side. 15 minutes play. McCallum's up in the middle. So too is Scott Quigley as the ball is spreaded in by Maguire. It's not a very good effort. Well, good free kick from Maguire. He'll get a second opportunity. Shields the ball well. Hooks the ball back there to Hudson, who gets it forward. Eastleigh giving as good as they've got in this opening quarter of an hour. As Quigley gets possession. But he does foul his man Carson, and it's a free kick to Reading. Quigley, who's got a good record in FA Cup ties. He's a terrific striker, has been around the law years that you care to remember. And look at that. I think we might have a delay here, folks. It looks as if the Reading fans have thrown objects and tennis balls on the field, and this is not helping. I can understand the fans' frustrations at the ownership, and one can understand that, but to disrupt a great cup tie, which was building up to be a great cup tie, and then we've got smoke bombs on the field. This isn't helpful. This is not helpful at all. And the player's now being called to the far side by the referee, and this is going to take some time to clear the field, and this is not helpful. And there's going to be quite a lot of injury and stoppage time you fancy to have at the end of the first half. Dai Young is the man that they're venting their anger at. Actually reminds me of a game that was played at the Valley a few years ago when Burnley won promotion and beat Charlton 3-0. Burnley weren't allowed to pick up the championship trophy, if memory serves me right, that day, due to the fact that Charlton fans at the time were throwing tennis balls, and well, we've got a similar situation here at Eastleigh, I'm afraid. It's really sad to see, but the stewards picking stuff up. We'll get Nicholas's views on that at half time. These shenanigans, I understand the frustrations of the fans, and I'm a football fan myself, and I've been gunning at Alan Pace most of the season to sack Vincent Company. Look at that, a £20 note. I'm not sure whether that's a real one or a fake one, but looks like fake £20 notes have been ushered onto the touchline of the field. And I understand the Reading fans' frustrations. I do get it, but there are times to protest, and there are times not to protest. And this FA Cup game isn't one of those places. A disruption that we could have all done without, really. And it's quite frankly bitterly disappointing to see. And another tennis ball I just noticed being thrown down below us on the near side. This is not helpful. And I have to say at this point, the stewards have got a thankless task. It's well, I've been commentating. I thought I've seen it all in nearly 10 years of doing these audio commentaries. But this is a first. But what it does do, it'll give the players a little bit of a breather, but it'll unsettle the pattern of the game as well, and that's a sad aspect of it all. It's going to unsettle everything now, and that's the massive disappointment of everything, really. But anyway, after around about a 4-minute delay, we're back underway again with the free kick to Reading. As Charlie Savage gets possession and looks to release Aziz, played the ball back, and it's Savage. Savage tries to curl it and curls it just wide of the left-hand post and behind for an Eastleigh goal kick. And funnily enough, that little break nearly benefited Reading in a roundabout sort of way, because Aziz played the ball back. Savage with a good left foot. The goalkeeper was a little bit more cooler than it first appeared. don't think it was all that far wide from Charlie Savage. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Eastleigh as we come up towards the 20th minute mark here of this second round FA Cup game. Don't forget, if you want to listen to the Premier League games, West Ham and Crystal Palace and Manchester City Tottenham later on the Super Duper Sunday. I don't think that's how they term it as, I would have thought, but it's something nearer that. Anyway, you can tune and listen to Russ Vernon's commentary if you like. If you want to listen to the Premier League, if you want to stay with me and Nick, you can do so through JB Sports and the Commentary Hub 2. That's our platforms this afternoon here for this FA Cup second round as the ball is lost by Boulder Wine, and it's going to be a throw-in to Reading. So let's just check the latest scores as we have them. All these games kicked off. Well, they don't kick off until 2 o'clock, incidentally. I'm sure there'll be let's just check some FA Cup games. Just the one that there's 3 other games that kick off. We've got Aldershot and Stockport that kicks off in about 10 minutes. Chesterfield and Leyton Orient kick off at the same time, and at 3:45, Wrexham and Ryan Reynolds take on Yeovil, who were one of the biggest upset makers of the first round. A team that had no fewer than 25 different league scalps in its history, in this illustrious history of this competition. Could they add Wrexham to that long list of FA Cup scalps? Just to remind you of the Premier League games that are taking place this afternoon. There were 5 of them. Purely and simply, it's down to the teams in Europe that are going on. We've got Bournemouth against Aston Villa. 4 of these are 2 o'clock kickoffs. So the 2 o'clock kickoffs are Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Chelsea against Brighton, Liverpool against Fulham, and West Ham against Crystal Palace, which we're covering right now on the Commentary Hub and Focus on Football. Then both those channels will have Manchester City and Tottenham at 4:30. What a game that promises to be. Arsenal at the moment top of the table, and Tottenham could really do their London rivals a star turn by trying to get a result. And meanwhile, Eastleigh have scored, and it's McCallum. McCallum has scored, and Reading's season is going from bad to worse. Richard Hill side go ahead in the FA Cup. Is the shock on? Ruben Sellers knows they've got a job to do. But McCallum, who's got 15 goals, has now made it 16. It was a long ball forward. In fact, it was good wing play, in fact, to set the ball up. It was a wonderful cross here from the far side. McCallum darting in, back post, nicely finished. 1-0. And the FA Cup up to its old tricks again. Scott Quigley with the cross. Oh, and it's a great finish. It's a fantastic finish. And McCallum, the top scorer, makes it 16 for the season. And the Spitfires are shooting down the Royals. Still a long way to go, but it's a start. And maybe that breaking play has just affected Reading's rhythm somewhat as they look for an instant equaliser. They get the ball on the left-hand side here. But Eastleigh do look assured, a very good side. Sublime Sunday, they're calling it, over on the other side. Meanwhile, so they're starting their build-up now to the West Ham game. We've got a goal in our featured match in the FA Cup. I must admit, I didn't make a complete good job of that, I have to tell you. Here's Savage, nearly picks it up on the edge of the area. Now it comes to Aziz. Aziz trying to curl one. It's blocked away. And it's still Eastleigh looking for this, looking to try and hold on. Savage has it on the right-hand side. Savage knocks the ball back into the penalty area. Headed out. Appeals for handball, not given. Volley back in from Aziz. Charged away. And back as an Eastleigh player poleaxed in the penalty area. Jake Taylor has picked up a yellow card for the Spitfires. And this was the effort again. What a good block. Actually, I think it was McCallum who got back there, the striker. This was the earlier challenge there, which the referee, Mr. Smith, played on. It was a bit of a dangerous tackle, it's got to be said, but Reading are behind in this cup game. Meanwhile, McCallum, the goal scorer, getting treatment. And also, there is McCallum. In fact, McCallum's the player not. This is the goal again. Lovely play on the right hand side. This really was good play from Quigley to set it up. And McCallum ghosting in there. As I said, goal number 16 of the season for him. He's having a fine run this season in terms of goal scoring and goals per game ratio. And once again, proving his worth to the Spitfire cause. So 1-0 to Eastleigh in this FA Cup second round game. They would like to get it done in one go. They want to get it done in one go, Eastleigh. No doubt about that. Meanwhile, Taylor is okay. And we'll come on the far side. Apologies for the background noise. Anyway, here comes the goal kick. Anyway, here comes the kick. Long one. Headed forward. Aziz takes it on halfway. Comes charging forward. 28 minutes. 27 minutes almost gone. Apologies if you heard talking in the background. If there was any industrial language, I do apologise. Anyway, here come Eastleigh now leading 1-0. One ball forward towards McCallum. He takes it nicely on the chest. Ball comes back and there comes the shot and it's charged away. And the ball on halfway. And this is good football again. Hodgson has made a good run. Knocked it back into the penalty area once again. Reading at 6s and 7s at the back. Looks as if Eastleigh are wanting it more. Oh dear me, Savage. And the Eastleigh players. Oh no, this is getting a bit out of hand. Quickly in there to sort things out. It was a dangerous challenge by Savage. Shades of Robbie actually, and it was a nasty challenge. I'd like to see that one again. Father like son. Savage now being called to the referee. And the yellow card is out. Major talking point there, because I felt that was the first challenge was a very good one by Maguire, but then Savage, well, some may argue with the ferocity of the challenge, some may argue for a red one there. Charlie Savage very lucky to still be on the pitch. Because I tell you what, if he had gone to VAR, then there would have been complete uproar there. But anyway, free kick. Can Eastleigh make it play from this set play? They are leading 1-0 in this cup in this FA Cup second round. A second goal now will put Reading right up against it. And the referee's still not happy with pushing and shoving. All sorts of jostling inside that penalty area. Now he's happy as that free kick comes in from Maguire into the penalty area. Maguire might get a second bite at the cherry. And Elliott got there first, but Maguire's running off Elliott. Maguire again. Still things going on to the pitch at the moment, which isn't helpful at this moment in time. The ball not forward. It's a high hanging ball. And that's out of play. Right, the referee stopped there. See if we've had any more comments. Meanwhile, Nicholas does say, even I wouldn't act like that as a fellow fan. I'm disappointed. Up the Borough, Middlesbrough fan. Nice to have you with us. That's Bowl Ryan again. Boulder Wine has been tripped, so a free kick to Eastleigh. So just to let you know, elsewhere, it's the games have just kicked off. It's Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 0, Brighton 0, Liverpool Fulham 0-0. And if you want to listen to Blind Sunday, you can do on the TC Hub. We've got West Ham, Crystal Palace for you right now with Russ Burden, and then Paul James at 4:30 has got Manchester City Tottenham for you live as McCallum wins the next ball. It comes to Reading again. That's going to be a free kick to Reading just on the edge of the centre circle. They take it quickly. They have to get it. It's a bit early to start taking it quickly as Aziz now runs in towards the edge of the penalty area, but he ran out of pitch and it's gone behind for a goal kick to Eastleigh. Aziz is a very willing runner, no doubt about that. Richard Hill, the manager. As I say, it's in his second spell at the club. Won the Conference South in 2014. As I said at the top of the show, never played in any division of any of the three divisions of the Football League, but are on the fringes of the playoffs at the moment in the National League as Reading have possession with Carson. He goes back once again. The Spitfires with it all to. Would have thought they would have had it all to do this afternoon, but not so much. They've been pretty good so far. So just to remind you, FA Cup games are on the TC Hub 2 and JB Sports, and then the Sublime Sunday you can listen to that on TC Hub and Focus on Football. So you've got a choice of listening across 4 TC Hub channels. You could listen to both at the same time as we see Eastleigh on the break again. And now the ball breaks away again to Aziz. Good break. And the ball over the top. This is a good one chance there, but Abab Toman just couldn't take the ball there, and it's gone straight to Miles McDonald. So it's still 1-0. If we just see that latest opportunity there for Reading. Once again a bit up and underish. And the ball knocked away once more. Just to sort of just drops us a bit of as a contest is concerned. They do have a throw though, Eastleigh. In a very promising position, almost on the edge of the 18-yard line on the far side. Now what can they make of this? What can the Spitfires do here now? And a yellow card for time wasting from McCallum. for the goal scorer. Book there, Paul McCallum, as he takes the throw into the penalty area, knocked away once more. Comes to Clements, and now the ball knocked forward again by Hodgson. And McCallum has got him behind again. McCallum's cross, not a very good one. Pereira more than contented to pick the ball up. Chase is on here for Reading as they look to try and get a free kick, which they do. Really not a good challenge there by Clements. And some more defending for Eastleigh to do, as Carson will send this free kick into the mixer once again. Plenty forward in light grey here. 1-0 is the score. I think that's come on now as this free kick comes in. A good fist away there by McDonald. And it needed to be. Ball knocked away once more. And Eastleigh now with less than 10 minutes of normal time to play. And there may be about 4 or 5 minutes of injury and stoppage time due to the hold up from the Reading supporters. The stupid foil baked £20 notes and tennis balls on the pitch. As I say, it's not going to do Reading much good, or the players much good, if they're going to keep on. They're going to keep on throwing tennis balls on the pitch. We just see that free kick coming in again. McDonald with a very good free kick then to Eastleigh, who lead by a goal to 0. Long kick forward. A bit of a clash there. Free kick against Carson. Here come Eastleigh now. Ball played in there. Good effort, but it's a well saved by Pereira. And Reading trying to get underway again.
We appear to have lost JB. Apologies for the sudden. Apologies for the sudden quietness. But just to keep you updated, it's still Eastleigh 1, Reading 0, with only a few minutes to go until half time. Other games in the FA Cup that are currently playing are Aldershot Town against Stockport County and Chesterfield against Leyton Orient. Aldershot are 1-0 up against Stockport. Stokes in the 10th minute. That was just again seeing Eastleigh's first goal with taken by Paul McCallum. We're still going to wait for JB to come back. Once again, I do apologize for his not being here. We are likely to put that down to technical problems. One thing I did forget to say at the start of this programme is whoever wins this match will be away to Newport County or Barnet. I will announce the FA Cup. I'll announce the FA Cup third round ties around the half-time break. And Stockport County have equalised against Aldershot. And Stockport County have equalised against Aldershot Town. We'll have the confirmation of the scorer. We'll have the confirmation of the scorer for Stockport in a moment or two. But I think that was a foul by somebody on Eastleigh on someone from Reading. Meantime, it's a free kick looks like it'll be a free kick to Reading to be taken by Charlie Savage, but to be taken by Savage by the looks of it. Indeed, it is. Langston and Maguire getting it. Langston and Maguire getting into the defensive wall. Savage takes a few steps back. Just wants to make sure that the ball is in the correct position. Remember, Langston and McCallum. And the ball goes over the net. Poorly timed by Charlie Savage, the defensive wall got nowhere near the ball. It just, I think Savage just aimed wrongly. What must be going through Ruben Sellers' mind right now? I dread to think. But it's still Savage, but we're still waiting for how much will be added on. And Reading defending again by Eastleigh, but Paul McCallum was hungry for the ball. Ball now being passed up by Pereira to Mbenge. It's Mbenge with the ball now. It's Mbenge with the ball for Reading. Mbenge passing to Aziz. Now back to Mbenge. And Mbenge crossing forward, but defended by Eastleigh Knights with Aziz. But well taken by Langston. 6 minutes have been added on, and we're still waiting for JB2 to come back.
Yeah, so we have. I'm back now. Apologies there.
Anyway, we're back now, so over to you.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's been a tiresome first 45 minutes. We're into 6 minutes of time added on. It's been a tough weekend for me. But we're back live with you now. As the ball comes in there, not been my finest hour as a commentator, but still can improve in the second half. It's not been a classic by any stretch of the imagination, but we are in amongst the depth of it all. It's been a long first half, to say the least. As Aziz makes the break, and I think he's fouled his man. A free kick to Eastleigh. As we now going to 6 added at the end of what's been probably one of the longest first halves of the season. There's now hail and goodness knows what is pouring down this Clements. We've conceded a free kick now. Has got some defending to do. McDonald to kick away. McDonald with the right foot kicks along and high into the Hampshire sky. Again knocked up on a little bit high and underish, and out of play for a throw. Another injury taking place there. As I said, apologies there if I went quiet just last night, catching up with me a little bit. Been very, very tired, but I'm back with you now live. Been a very disappointing half from a neutral point of view, but what will be going through Reading's mind, especially here, the way things are going. Thank you for Nicholas to just filling in for me as well whilst I was out there too. There's now Reading charge forward, looking for this equaliser. Can they get it before the half-time interval? We'll give you abreast of what's happening elsewhere as McDonald takes that, no problem at all. So latest scores from elsewhere. Bournemouth have taken the lead. That's bad news for Burnley really in a lot of ways. Bournemouth leading 1-0 against Aston Villa. Chelsea leading 1-0 against Brighton, and over on the TCO. West Ham have taken the lead against Crystal Palace. Kudos on the go on 13 minutes. And elsewhere in the FA Cup, as the whistle sounds again, 600 minutes at the end of this. We're into the fifth of those 6 minutes. Let's just check now. Aldershot, Stockport, that's 1-1 now. Stokes and Burn on 10 and 13 minutes respectively for both sides. Aldershot, who scored 7 last time out of the way at Swindon Town in the FA Cup, drawing this afternoon. As now we had sun throughout the first half, now we're having drizzle and good sorts of filthy stuff coming down here in the Hampshire skyline. Ball being kept in play once more. Now the ball being kept forward once more, and it's going to be no foul there, and that's going to drop out of play. We're now into the final minute of the 6. Because we'll pull you in with the third round of the draw. I can tell you that Manchester United are away at Wigan, and I can tell you that Arsenal will play Liverpool, and it's the Time Weird derby as well in the third round, amongst other games as well. Tottenham and Burnley as well paired together, which has not made great news for this particular commentator. Just a few moments away now from the half-time whistle. So Callum with the goal that separates the two sides, and there will not be any time for the goal kick to be taken. But Richard Hill's side are 45 minutes tantalisingly away from created a great big shock, and Reading, whose season has fallen apart at the seams, Well, they face another uphill struggle here. McCallum, after 23 minutes with the opening goal, plenty for Ruben Sellers and Reading to do. Let's go back to Nicholas Jones with a half-time score here in Hampshire. Eastleigh 1, Reading 0.
Thanks, JB. And to say that, what I can actually tell you is that Reading are actually doing well in the EFL Trophy, which for the uninitiated is the domestic cup between Leagues 1 and 2 teams, along with academy teams from the Premier League and the Championship. They're in the round of 32 Southern section, and their next game will be at home to Charlton Athletic on Wednesday. Just wanted to get that out of the way. So just wanted to get one out. Just wanted to get that one out of the way. Just to say that they're not doing completely terribly despite their League 1 position. As promised, I'll be going through the third round draw, and we'll be asking for JV's opinion on the key matches he mentioned during commentary. So we have West Bromwich Albion against Aldershot Town Aldershot Town or Stockport County. Southampton will host either Southampton will be up against either Alfreton Town or Walsall. And it's AFC Wimbledon or Ramsgate against Ipswich Town. Peterborough United will host Leeds United. Leicester City away to Championship side Millwall. Then it's Watford against Chesterfield or Leyton Orient. That game is currently 0-0 after 23 minutes. Then we have then the Tyne-Wear derby that JB mentioned. Sunderland against Newcastle United. Then it's Sheffield Wednesday against Cardiff City. Crystal Palace will host close to the bottom of the table Everton. Then it's Middlesbrough against Aston Villa. Nottingham Forest will host either Blackpool or Forest Green Rovers. Then it's Wigan Athletic against Manchester United. Manchester City against Huddersfield Town. And Cambridge United, who beat Bracknell Town in the first round, they will be away to Blackburn Rovers. Gillingham host Sheffield United. Swansea City are at home to Morecambe. Luton Town will host Bolton Wanderers. Then it's Shrewsbury against either Wrexham or Yeovil. Arsenal against Liverpool, followed by Stoke City against Brighton and Hove Albion. Norwich City will host either Crewe Alexandra or Bristol Rovers. Then it's West Ham United against Bristol City. Tottenham Hotspur, as John mentioned, hosting Burnley. Then Fulham against Rotherham United. And finally, the last batch, Chelsea are at home to Preston North End. Then it's Queen's Park Rangers against AFC Bournemouth. Coventry City are at home to Oxford United. Then Brentford against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Sutton United away to Plymouth Argyle. Can they go even further with a win in the third round? You may remember a few seasons ago they were at home in the fourth or fifth round to eventual cup winners Arsenal. Maidstone United or should I say multiple cup winners Arsenal? Anyway, it's Maidstone United. They get either Stevenage or Port Vale. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the winner of Eastleigh against Reading will face Newport County or Barnet. And the last game, Hull City against Birmingham City. Hope I didn't bore you to tears with going through all that, going through those upcoming features. John, you said you had a few key games to go for, and what are your takes on them? He's disappeared for the time being. He says he'll be back in a. But he says he'll be back in a few minutes. Anyway, don't forget. Anyway, if you want to check out how things are going in the Premier League, it's West Ham United against Crystal Palace on all our other channels. Join Paul James and Ross Vernon on the commentary hub, and focus on football. It's still currently West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 0, and all I can say is that whilst this was meant to be a game of great proportions, it has been somewhat tarnished by the terrible actions of the Reading fans protesting against the club's current owner, Dai Young, who a lot of the Reading fans feel should go, and I have to say I agree with them. Still no news on a potential buyer for Reading. I think a lot more. I think that a new buyer is definitely overdue. Paul McCallum with that amazing opening goal for Eastleigh within the first 20 or so minutes. Absolutely awesome. The way he used his foot was just unbelievably epic. Eastleigh, I would say, had left Reading standing. Reading have not yet made any kind of efforts to get themselves back into it. And Charlie Savage, what a terrible foul on Maguire for Eastleigh. Deservedly getting into the book for a yellow card, and also I should mention that Sir Paul McCallum was given a yellow card for time wasting when taking a throw-in. We hope to have John back with us very soon, and will soon be time to get ready for. Some time to get ready for the second half. But before we do that, a couple of look at Reading's chances. Aziz, that did look good, but I think he should have aimed his angle a bit more to the right, and then the ball would have gone in. And as for the goal, that was open at the time, so he should have taken his chance. So he should have taken his chance sooner. Charlie Savage with another effort as well, but again he aimed all wrong. So before we go into the second half, John. Apart from a couple of chances, Reading have been very disappointing.
Yeah, it has been disappointing from a Reading point of view. I have to say that Eastleigh played really well, but I think the game as a whole has not been helped by the protests from the Reading fans. I felt the game lost a lot of bids because of the protests. I understand the reasons as to why it's happened, but there's a time and a place to protest, and and this isn't one of them. I know there's a big television audience watching this game this afternoon. It's on terrestrial television and all that, and I think the Reading fans want to make themselves heard in front of a big audience, but this isn't the way of doing it, and it reflects badly on them, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and even though I may be a fan myself, I feel this is I feel this is no way to behave. But to get back to the third round draw, which I mentioned a short while ago, you say you have a few key games in mind. Tell me why.
I mean, Arsenal and Liverpool speak for themselves. That is a magnificent game. And then, of course, the time we had Derby, we know Sunderland, Newcastle. There's never a quarter given when them two play. It's fierce, it's tough, it's always going to be gritty and all that. And with it being at the Stadium of Light, I think it makes it a bit of a leveler for Sunderland as well. They've had a good renaissance this last couple of years under Tony Mulway. Wigan will have a great day against Manchester United. Whether they'll beat Manchester United on the day, you never know. It is the FA Cup. They are at home. Manchester City have got the better end of the draw, I have to say, drawing Huddersfield at home. Disappointed really with the draw Burnley got away at Tottenham with a right to home draw, but never mind. And Crystal Palace Everton, I mean, that's a repeat of the quarter-final 2 years ago as well. So, yeah, one or two nice draws there. Funnily enough, the winners of this one go to Newport County or Barnet. But I can tell you that Eastleigh in the rehearsal actually got Manchester United. If only that had been done again. But some other games that really stand out. Preston, that'll be a good trip for them. Going to Chelsea. And Wolves and Brentford play each other as well. That's another tasty one. But the two that stand out, as I say, Arsenal, Liverpool, that's a biggie. And of course, that time we're Derby, that's going to be absolutely huge. Come third round weekend. I mean, I think the time we're Derby eclipses any other game, even Arsenal and Liverpool, because that's going to be a fierce derby, and there'll be no quarter given, Nick, in terms of commitment. And really, who might end up winning that one? It's a toss of a coin. I know Newcastle have been going really well this season, but going to Sunderland for a time we're Derby, and Sunderland in recent years have had the better of things in those derbies. So it's not a foregone conclusion that Newcastle are going to win that game.
Nothing is a foregone conclusion in football, period. So we're about a few minutes. So we're about a few minutes away from the start of the second half. Delayed because of the Reading fans' antics on the pitch at the Silver Lake Stadium. So now let's cross back over to the commentary box and John JB Stoddard for the second half.
Well, let's hope I can stay awake, Nick. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, we're still waiting for the teams to come out, as Nicholas says, but I just want to point out that this is Reading have had, as I said, I know Nicholas says they've turned the corner, but 13 points isn't probably good enough, and it's a shame to see a club like Reading languishing like this. Cup semi-finalists as recent as 2015, Premier League regulars up until 10 years ago. It's really sad to see what's going on down there at the moment. Just to keep you abreast of all the other scores in the Premier League: Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 1. Let me just run through all that. Wrexham and Yeovil kick off as well, and of course we have seen Wimbledon and Ramsgate play tomorrow as well. They're about to start the second half. I'll run through all the Premier League scores as soon as we get a break in play, but I can tell you that Aston Villa and Bournemouth are at 1-1 at the moment. It's still 1-0 in the other game, which you can hear with us. Yeah, on TCM2 and on JB Sports. For those of a certain cup palette, we've got the second half coming for you now. Eastleigh to kick off, attacking the goal to my left, and for the life of me, there was a half-time substitution. Hopefully Nicholas can keep me abreast of who put that there. So just let us know, Nick, who came on for who. But Reading have made a change at half-time. But it's McCallum's goal after 23 minutes that's deciding it all. What have Reading got in response in the second half, I wonder? Maguire waiting to get us underway. There's the ball I'm just seeing now on the monitor. We've had all sorts of different weather. It's still absolutely teeming down with rain here as we get the second half underway, and already a free kick to Eastleigh on the near side, ball wide, taken out there as we get underway here at the Salt Lake City Stadium. In deepest Hampshire. Of course, if it does end level, they go to it's a double substitution of Carson and Elliott off, Ali Dean and Makaru on. So we've had the confirmation. Here's the free kick to Eastleigh. Hodgson with the free kick's a poor one, really. Ball hoisted back into the danger zone, and the opportunity here for Quigley to try and keep the attack going there, but did keep it in play, but it's given possession back to the Royals, who trailed by a goal to nil. A difficult afternoon for Reading in more ways than one. This was probably going to be the tie really that could produce the more likeliest of shocks. National League 1, League 1 nil. So like 30, 40 places between the two sides in the English football pyramid. But to be quite honest, you wouldn't know who was the League 1 side and who was the conference team, the way things are shaping out to be. Here comes Bangu now playing the ball forward, but the ball has been lost. And here comes Bold wide again, getting it down the line, looking again for the run of Quigley. But he's been lost, and now here come Reading looking for an equalising goal. Makaru now into the penalty area. Makaru plays the ball back. A real opportunity here. Shot comes in, deflected, and Makaru gets a second opportunity. Makaru again back into the danger area. Muller's cross towards the back post. Reading starting the second half with a real purpose. Here's Craig. Ball out towards the far side. Can Reading get this equalising goal? Ball knocked into the area, headed away again by an Eastleigh head. And again, a bit up and underish and out of play for a throw-in to Reading. They look a more dangerous side at the start of this second half. Good block there. And really, this is a terrific occasion now as for Eastleigh as they still lead by a goal to nil. Terrific performance as the non-leaguers have some more to do again. And it's Makaru who's done plenty to say for himself at the start of this second half. We've had 3 minutes and more of the second half. TC up 2, JB Sports. Is your home for this game? Yeah. As soon as we get a break in play, I'll bring you through the Premier League scores and some later scores in the FA Cup. A couple of games kicking up at 2 o'clock. And of course, Wrexham against Yeovil kicks off at 3:30 British time this afternoon. Ball knocked forward again, up towards Savage, and then the ball just goes out before Aziz can keep that in play. So let's just give you a quick check of what's going on in the Premier League. So it's Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 1. Semenyo after 10 minutes for Bournemouth, Bailey after 20 for Villa. Chelsea 2 up against Brighton and Hove Albion, Fernandes and Colwell. Liverpool 2-1 up against Fulham, Alexander-Arnold and McAllister the goal scorers. Well, Fulham with a goal from Wilson. And as I said, West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 0. Kudos with the goal there in that one. That's in the Premier League. Let's take a look at the FA Cup as well, because there's some tasty games going on in the FA Cup at the moment. Look at the FA Cup. We still have a throw in. We'll bring you what's happening there. There's been a goal in the Chesterfield match. They've played 40 minutes of that one. We'll bring you news of that in a second or two when the ball goes out of play, and it's Eastleigh with the possession. That's going to... Oh, I thought for a moment that had gone drifted in. I think it gone out of play initially, and Might have been a horrible moment there for the Reading keeper. The ball just drifted out of play. And it was Maguire who got to the byline. Did the ball go out of play? Yes, it did. It certainly took the goalkeeper by surprise. Well, he was to know. So Aldershot 1, Stockport 1, Stokes and Byrne. The goal scorers there. Stokes with his Aldershot ahead. Stockport equalising through Byrne after 13. And it's Chesterfield 1-0, 1 Leyton Orient 0. A own goal from Cooper, giving Chesterfield the lead. They, of course, in the last round knocked out Pompey, I should say. 1-0. Richard Hill's side, with 50 minutes gone, 5 minutes gone in the second half. Lee stole that 23rd minute goal from McCallum. That's deciding the game here this afternoon. Been a great performance from all concerned from Eastleigh so far at the moment. It's 1-0, remember. It's been a remarkable game of football thus far. Ball back now with Pereira, gets it out to the far side. It's been a tough all day for everybody down here in Hampshire. The weather isn't helping. Conditions are, don't know whether it's raining or sunshining or whatever it is, but it's been absolutely tough all the way around here today. Yes, Pereira takes possession, gets the ball inside his hands, and then bowls the ball out to Craig. Craig, number 36, looking to get something going here for Reading, who trail by a goal to nil, remember. Harley Dean, experienced campaigner with Brentford, gets it out to Mola. Mola, number 2. Finds Harley Dean once again. He needs somebody with experience at the back. Harley Dean gives you that competitive edge. At the moment, it's so easy for Eastleigh at the moment. They could pull off a shock, and it wouldn't be much of a shock because they have been the better side. Well, as good as Eastleigh have been so far today, Reading have been abysmal. Also, it would be a great bonus for Reading financially to get to the third round. It wouldn't be one of the Glammy boys in the next round, I can tell you that. Anyway, the ball flicked on and the flag has gone up against Scott Quigley as the ball was played through. I don't think there was any doubt that Quigley was offside. Well, it was a good 3, maybe 4, maybe 2, maybe 3 yards off there. Simplest decision there for the linesman to make. As Harley Dean takes possession, brings the ball back to Holmes. Holmes switching his play out there to Mola. Mola gets away from his man, and then McCallum is tripped again. And it's a free kick again to Eastleigh, who have been absolutely brilliant to a man today. A definite free kick there. As they burst through the centre. It was an absolute. Took the lot there. Quinton Mola picks up the yellow card. And free kick to Eastleigh taken short. As they keep it in play with number 11 here, Paul Ryan, and now a chance here for the cross to come in. McCallum's free on the far side, and he almost got in there. And there was no flag. Reading all over the place, and they could have made it too. Meanwhile, the ball tossed into the penalty area again by Eastleigh. They look the more likely, scorers here of the second goal. As the ball is spread far and wide to the far side now. Apologies if you again hearing background noise. And here they come again. The ball spreading into the penalty box. Knocked away once more. Good football this now. Taylor was the man fouled incidentally in that last free kick that was given and not McCallum. Reading still looking for this equalising goal. Mukara guys it in there. Charlie Savage, who was lucky not to be sent off in the first half. And there's a chance down the... Oh, and it's across the face of the goal. Across the face of the goal. Would you believe that? Muller's cross. Muller's cross. And it just needed a flick from one of the Reading attackers. We just couldn't apply the finishing touch. There was a big opportunity here for McCallum. He was onside as that ball was played. I have to say, goalkeeper here, Pereira, did really well, spread himself like an eagle. And saves Reading's blushes here, for the moment anyway. Could that come back to haunt Eastleigh if they don't win this tie? That was a big chance to make it 2 and really put the game beyond, possibly beyond Reading, even at this early stage of the second half. We've played just over 11.5 minutes of the second half. Taylor is injured. That's why we've got a break in play. Whilst we've got a break in play, let me just give you the latest scores now. Eastleigh 1, Reading 0, as we say. Aldershot 1, Stockport 1, Chesterfield 1, Leyton Orient 0. Those 2 games with 2 o'clock kickoffs. They're just finishing that first half now. In the Premier League, let's just check the Premier League as well. Premier League, we've got Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 1. Chelsea have taken the lead against Brighton. In fact, Brighton are pulled on back by Burinati, but Sam Gallagher has been sent off for 2 yellow cards. As we're going to see Wing and Smith come on for Reading. Need a goal to get themselves back into this tie. Possibly get a replay out of this. Taylor going off as well. His injury has knocked him out, and Solomon, Bucky, is going to come on for him. Meanwhile, Reading are making that double substitution, as I was saying. Wing is definitely one of the players come on, and Smith the other one. So Ababodian and Charlie Savage replaced by Sam Smith and Lewis Wing, respectively. I'm not too disappointed that one of the tongue twisters has gone. But anyway, 1-0 to Eastleigh in this second round cup tie, sponsored by Emirates. As Reading look to try and stay in this competition. They've never won it, but the closest they've got was the semi-finals back in 2015. Richard Hill signed just over half an hour away from a famous cup shock here in Hampshire today. Could be the shock of the round. Plenty of Leagues 1 and 2 clubs falling by the wayside. There has been some cancellations. Of course, we had Alfreton called off at the last second yesterday, as they were supposed to take on Walsall. As Holmes now has possession. Holmes has to track back and goes back to his goalkeeper. Uses his goalkeeper. So we've got just an hour played, and Eastleigh still leading. Long kick forward, taken down beautifully there by Smith. Did really well. Now then, Makaru asks a lot of Moller, I'm afraid. And here's Scott Quigley now on the break. Quigley goes down. Referee Smith doesn't seem interested. Quigley has hurt himself, and he stayed down on the floor. The referee allowing the game to go on. It's not a head injury, so Reading are well within their racks to play on. As controversial as that may seem, Eastleigh still leading, but they have a man down. That's Scott Quigley. Reading looking for this equaliser as they make away, trying to make inroads down the right hand side. Number 29 has it now, which is Wing. Crosses it into the penalty area, and it's knocked away once more Desperate, easily defending quickly, has just got back up and amongst all that shenanigans there. And still Makaru looking for a way through. Wing takes possession. Has to use Holmes, the captain. Wing again. This is the second time. Just inside the Eastleigh half of the field. We've played an hour. Still 1-0 to Eastleigh in the second round of the FA Cup, sponsored by Emirates. TC Hub 2 and JB Sports are your channels for this one. And of course, if you're wanting to watch Sublime Sunday, you can listen to that on TC Hub and the Focus on Football, the new channel that we have to the TC Hub ranks, Focus on Football, Paul James's new channel, which is streaming live coverage as well this season. It's as Reading look for this equaliser, ball knocked in there looking towards Nebs, who couldn't get anywhere near the ball. It was a lovely crossing from the right hand side. Wouldn't be touch and go whether he was offside or not, that's for sure. Good cross, but it was too much on it for Nibs. It's just been that sort of day, really, that nothing's gone right for Reading at all. They've had Eastleigh have had a super man. They've played really super today. They've deserved a lot of the breaks they've got. Just remind you of those third round ties we were banging on about earlier. They will be played on the 5th to the 7th of January next year. Long ball knocked forward by Muller, looking towards the penalty area. Up goes Smith. Again, Eastleigh, good defensive work again from them. Keeping their league opponents at bay. That's a foul there on Craig. It's a free kick to Reading. Akawobi, the guilty party here. Although I must admit, I thought Craig had just lost his footing rather than Eastleigh player getting involved there or touching him. So a free kick for Reading, who still trailed by a goal to nil. McCallum on 23 minutes. Could well send the non-leaguers through to a third round opportunity as the cross comes in and it's knocked away once more. That was McCallum doing some defensive work back in his own penalty area. 63 minutes gone. It's Eastleigh 1, Reading 0. The ball not forward again, and that's a good ball. Smith's in behind. Smith now for Reading. Smith with 2 goals to his name this season. The ball is still in play, but the offside flag is going up against Smith. I'll tell you what, I think he's level there, Smith, I have to say, as that ball was played over the top. Disappointment there. Once again, Reading thwarted again. Ball knocked over the top. That looks like offside against Quigley as well. Linesman keeps his flag down. Don't forget, no VAR in the second round of the FA Cup. Well, coming to being in round 3, of course. The cross is tossed in there, and out comes the goalkeeper. That was a decisive fist away by Pereira. And Eastleigh's second goal will surely put the game, you think, beyond Reading's reach. But, well, you never know. Games can turn on a sixpence. They can turn on an instant. At the moment, Reading don't look as if they're confident or competent enough to get back into this, I've got to say. But it doesn't help from a Reading player's point of view. They're trying their best with the supporters who really haven't shown too much in the way of inclination for their side when they're throwing tennis balls about and things like that. "20 minutes gone in this second half. Eastleigh, the Spitfires 1, Reading Royals 0. And the Royals are going away a free kick just inside their own half. So an opportunity now for the Spitfires to take a possible 2-0 lead. And if they do manage it, they deserve it. Short free kick. And it's number 14 now on the ball, Hodgson, who keeps the move alive. Ball down the line here. Good football this from Eastleigh. It's out of play, and it will be a throw in to Eastleigh. Certainly this has been a tremendous occasion. Oh, he's done one. The ball not forward, along again. Yeah. Goes Hodgson again. Ball out of play. Muller picking the ball off the tee on the touchline and throwing the ball back. Maybe the referee isn't happy that he didn't take it from the correct spot. He's making that point to Muller. And here's Muller now. Long and high, but it should be Colette who gets that one away and into touch. So 67 minutes gone here in this second round cup game. Eastleigh 1, Reading 0. McCallum's goal, 23 minutes. The difference between the two sides. Reading, former semi-finalists, never been to a final. At the moment, they're not going to go as far as the second round here this evening. That's the ball now, not forward once more as Smith tries to control it. Now Muller on Moore again. Moore running at his man. Again, no spaces. They try to play football between the lines, Reading. But unfortunately to no avail here this afternoon. And that's been the most disappointing aspect of the whole makeup of the Reading performance. Muller keeps in possession. Plays the ball out to number 36, which is Craig. Now, good football again. Chance inside the area. Good effort. A good save from Wing. And Wing looks for a penalty. He wants a penalty. He's not going to get it. Lewis Wing, just for a moment, looks as if he was going to level the count for Reading here. It's a good effort. Goalkeeper McDonald did everything he needed to do. Wing trying to go in on his own rebound. When he went down in installments in the end, under pressure from Wingston. Another Reading player gone down. It looks like he's holding his head, or signaling towards his head. We're just checking if he's okay. In fact, I can't even tell who that is. So a drop ball. Why can't we have contested drop balls these days? It seems to be neither one side or the other. Why don't we have a proper competitive drop ball? I'd like to see referees do that a lot more, for sure. Ready trail 1-0. They have possession now with Lewis Wing. And now the ball being kept in play. Can Aziz provide something here? Aziz on the far side. Can Aziz knock the ball back? Ball crossed in there. That's going to be out of play. That's going to stay in play, actually. Go inside the final 20 minutes plus any additional time. Eastleigh still holding on to what they've got in this FA Cup game. The Cowboys go on 23 minutes. Looks like deciding the whole lot. As Hodgson takes the throw then. By Eastleigh in the blue, trailing or leading Reading by a goal to nil. Reading with it all to do. Makaru taking position. Now the ball played to number 3 here, which is Holmes. Tough day at the office for Reading. More of it's been a lot of tough days. But when it comes to final arguments. And as I say, it's been a frustrating afternoon in more ways than one for Reading. We've got a chance here for a cross from the right hand side, but the ball beats them out of play. That's going to be a throw in. Just watching the replay again, it was a ball over the top and not going to go anywhere. Long throw then and be dealt with here by Eastleigh. Long ball forward, but come away once more. Just to remind you that Wrexham and the Oval kick off at 3:30. And we'll then kick off their game at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Here come Reading looking for this equaliser. The ball came in and it was a good fist away by the goalkeeper, and it needed to be. Fantastic football once again. But Reading still going for more. As they look for this leveler here. As the ball's been knocked away for a goal kick. And they're coming inside the penalty area. It was a cross, a deep cross, and it was headed back across, and in fact it was a miscued shot. And in the end, behind for a goal kick. But Aziz looks a good player. One shining light on what's been a so far a dismal afternoon for Reading. You are going up the cup down, I say, with a whimper. He's going to make a change. Harris is going to come on here to replace Atatanga. Jane Harris. And now Eastleigh sees another free kick or another set play. Harris now just on the field. What can they do here? It's been a tough afternoon for Sheffield Wednesday. You're on away here. It always makes for a great leveler. Gone are the days of 6-inch more deeps and harder rock solid pitches. Used to win Menards FA Cup shocks with a pushing and shoving by Callum, by Holmes. Quarter of an hour left to play, and still it remains 1-0 to Eastleigh. When's this final quarter hour here? As Harley Dean comes galloping forward once again, ball around the corner. Going out of play. Reading looking for this equaliser, and they might just get it. They don't. Smith inside the 6-yard area. heads it over the top. And with a quarter of an hour to play, Eastleigh survive. It was a lovely cross, and Smith, well, maybe just got a bit underneath it in the end. And over the ball went into the stands for relative safety. Eastleigh still holding on to what they've got, a 1-goal buffer. Callum, after 23 minutes with the goal. If you just joined us late, here on the TCO2 and on JB Sports, where have you been? Quarter of an hour still remains of this game, plus injury and stoppage time. Oh, knocked down the line again. And here come Eastleigh now, looking for his second goal. They just couldn't work the 1-2 down that far side. 14 to play. I have to say, even if there is a shock on, it has not been a classic in terms for the casual fan, as it was first bought, really. Eastleigh in and amongst the fringes of the promotion battle at the top of the National League. Reading would be quite happy just to stave off relegation to League 2 if you'd offered him. Offered it them as the cross comes in. It's an easy one there. Makaru playing the ball in, but it's an easy save, an easy take really for McDonald. Just a really poor, lazy type of pass really that deserved nothing for a lack of endeavour. Wrexham and Yeovil play later on at about 3:45 the kick-off, but excuse me, at the Racecourse Ground, and then AFC Wimbledon against Ramsgate play tomorrow as well. It's a terrific game on it in La Liga. Barcelona against Atletico Madrid in La Liga. Let's not forget 7:30 that. 7:45 that one. Tonight the programme starts at 7:30, so plenty of good stuff at the moment. As the whistle sounds again, I don't think the throwing was taken again from the correct position, so the referee's allowing it to be taken again. Throw's gone back this time, and it's on halfway, and it's Moller. Moller now comes shanking forward. And here come Reading looking for this equaliser. Ball tossed into the penalty area and into touch and behind for a goal kick. Muller's cross, not a good one. Now make it now 12 minutes plus injury and stoppage time left to play. Eastleigh very close to right their way to Wembley. Ready for every Reading fan's thoughts here in the stadium. Travelled 40-50 miles to be here, and at the moment their trip's far from worthwhile at the moment because it looks as if he's going to win the cup. It's been a tough all day. Another chance goes are begging. Offside, possibly there against Smith. Did take it well. The ball knocked back and it was offside. Linesman took about 10 seconds to put his flag up. Is it going to be one of those days for Reading where their season goes from bad to worse, I wonder? You've just got to think at this stage now with almost 80 minutes gone. Well, it's going to be Eastleigh's day, but Reading will not finish on yet. Here's Smith now, edge of the area. They've got Moller out to the far near side. Moller keeps the ball into play. Has to go backwards now. Very side. Still, we play on in a yellow and a card here. Possibly for. Not sure who it is. Mengengra, I think is it? Menbengue. He's now going to be called over by referee Mr. Smith. And he's going to go through the motions and book the player. 10 minutes left to play of the normal time here. Yellow card given to Menbengue, the offender there. Punching yellow cards over the 2 matches that we've covered. And with 8 injuries now, it's protocol just to take one's time. 81 gone on the court. Let's just check. Once we've got an injury, let's just check elsewhere, see what's happening in the other games. Of course, the 4 Premier League fixtures. We'll bring you up to date with the latest scores there. 2-2 between Liverpool and Fulham now. And Crystal Palace have equalised against West Ham. The goal scorer there, Edouard, on 53 minutes. And 2-2 between Liverpool and Fulham. As I say, Garka sent off for Chelsea, incidentally, in that game against Brighton. I'm going to make some double changes here. Reading. I think look to get back into this football game. It's FA Cup tie. A couple of changes being prepped here by Marco Silva. Eight minutes after play here. 1-0. And they've led since the 23rd minute, the Spitfires. It's been a tough day for Reading. But now we're going to see a very big shock indeed. It would be fantastic. But there's still a long way to go yet. And Bengue is off and Rasheza comes on. Very hard to keep up with all these substitutions, if you like. And well kept in there by Quigley, who did really well. Quigley's cross looking for McCallum. Looked away once more. Again, the tackles flying thick and fast there. That time that was the yellow card, I think, coming out. Let's just have a look at let's just say that if Reading can get back into this game. Now then, here's Mola. Mola inside down the left hand side. Good turn. Away by the number 12, which is Makaku. Muller again. Muller's cross is a good one, header one, and there might still be a chance, and it's flicked goalless, and it's well saved on the line by McDonald. 6 minutes to play, and Eastleigh slowly away, inching towards the third round. Well, Liverpool got lucky, possibly the second time round. Ball brought very, very kindly there. Quickly on the chase, but out comes the goalkeeper there, Pereira. And the ball now over on the pass, over in the centre with Craig. To Holmes, the captain. And here they come again now, number 6 on the ball here now. That's It's Harley Dean. Needs a good cross inside the penalty area. Knocked away once more. 5 minutes to play. Now a chance here for Reading again. The cross came in, was well charged away. Still the danger hasn't passed yet for Eastleigh. 5 minutes plus injury and stoppage time still to go. Shot comes in, it's an equalising goal! And it's a smash. And it's a smashing goal. 1-1. Apologies. And it's 1-1. And it's a terrific effort from Aziz to make it 1-1 with his right foot. And Reading's cup dreams are still alive. And so, yeah, but yet so far for Richard Hill. It's a tremendous goal. Eastleigh just couldn't get the ball out. And it came to Aziz with his trusty left foot. And in it went. And Eastleigh so close to creating a big FA Cup upset here in the second round. It's a great finish. Goalkeeper McDonald grasping at thin air. So it's 1-1. Ball crossed into the penalty area. 4 minutes to play. Aziz with the goal. Countering out that effort. And the 23rd minute from McCallum. So 1-1. And still time for possible winning goal as well. Nibs finds Muller. Harley Dean now for Reading. Can they snatch it right at the very end? No, they aren't. And a free kick to Reading. The referee now just starting to throw the yellow card around as if it was confetti. It's been a tough old ask. 3 minutes to go. Chris Maguire booked. But Eastleigh are hanging on to stay in the FA Cup at the moment. It's definite foul there on Lewis Wing. Ball over to the far side again. Here is Aziz again. He's teasing, he's tormenting, and it's another corner. Can Reading snatch it in the last 3 minutes? As the corner now will come in towards the end. 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Reading think they can win this. There's a bit of wrestling going on inside the area. Another opportunity here for Reading. Just came out too much there. Rashiska going in there. The goalkeeper going up with the cross. By Aziz, and in the end they got away with it. Into his stride here as an attacking force as the ball comes away once more. And it's still Harley Dean on the ball now for Reading. They're looking for this winning goal. Another player going down, another foul. And again the yellow card being brandished. This time's an experienced Harley Dean. Still one apiece if you've just joined us. There's a little bit of wrestling and shoving going in there involving Scott Quigley. There's the free kick coming in. I think it was a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And they were down at the other end. It's Eastleigh now. Crossing that ball into the penalty area. Okay, Scott Quigg, but it's come away. 30 seconds to go. Whistle's gone. Free kick to Reading. And I'd be anxious to get on with it quickly. The last thing they want is a replay. As Harley Dean's yellow card has just been confirmed on television. I've got to pick a JB. I've got to pick a man of the match as well. A TCM man of the match, of course. Well, that's a very difficult choice. in a lot of respects. I'm going to go. Oh, it's tough. It's very tough. Well, now to Reading on the far side. Looks like it's going to be a draw and a replay at the Select Car Racing Stadium, formerly known as the Majeski Stadium. To Burnley. As we now come up towards the end, we've got 6 added minutes, which we're just finishing the first of those. And the ball played around the corner, and this is going to be Scott Quigley now inside the area. Quigley now shoots, deflects away, and it's almost pinball machine stuff time there. A minute of the 5 played. Harmer's cross, easy take for the goalkeeper. Ball being bowled out to the near side now, and number 12 has it, and that's Makamba. Makamba now. He's got into the penalty area. It was a good run, but it was well marshalled and stopped in its tracks. Still Reading knocking on the door at the end of this highly competitive cup tie, which at the moment stands at 1-1. Trying to play 1-2s on the edge of the penalty area. No foul there, says the referee on. Oh, the referee. As oh, now it could be a penalty. No. Play on, says the referee. Shot back in. It's an attempted chip, and it's well held. Aziz looking for his second goal. It would have been a spectacular one if he had managed it. Now then, it was a terrific run by Wing towards the area. Was he pushed? No, he gets the ball for me. That's a fine tackle. Ball back with McDonald now. Kicks long down the field. 1-1 is the score. McCallum in the first half for Eastleigh, and in the last period of the second half, an equalising goal coming from Scotland and the Tartan Army. And still one apiece here. Third round draw has pitted Arsenal against Liverpool and Manchester United away at Wigan in amongst others. As Boris Robert Reading on the attack now, looking to win the game. They've got a corner out of it, or throwing out of it. Quigley has been at the hub of all the good things that have been good this season. We've had half the 6 minutes. We've played 3 minutes off the 6. And it's going to be a corner. We're taken on the near side. 2, 4, 5, 6 blue shirted Eastleigh players inside the Reading penalty area. Maguire's going to take it. Is there one last twist in the tail, or is it going to be destined for a replay? Maguire with the corner. Up go the head, and he's been touched in by McCallum. Richard Hill celebrates. So do Eastleigh and their substitutes. And Reading are just 2 minutes away from tumbling out of the FA Cup. McCallum gets his 17th for the season, his second of the day. And could that put Eastleigh in the hat possibly for the third round? What a day. And Reading's season surely goes from bad to worse. Just needed one moment of magic. McCallum got it. Won the first ball. Had to take the ball under control after he won the header. And boy, did he take it. He stuck out a right foot. Knocked it goal bound. And in it went past Pereira. They claimed offside. Not given. And Eastleigh looked like pulling off the shock of round 2. Prayers but the Spitfires have been answered. The Spitfires have brought down the Royals, have shot down the Royals. McCallum, the hero. 90 plus 4 minutes. And the FA Cup is alive and well. Who said the romance of the cup was dead? It's in rude health. 30 seconds under 6 to play. I don't think there's going to be time for anything else. And we're going to give the player of the match, I have to say, to Paul McCallum. He's had a great game, terrific performance, sponsored of course by Commentary Services. He's our player of the match, and I would concur with the television choice. Paul McCallum's had an exceptional match. And so too have Eastleigh. 5 seconds of stoppage time to play. What a day it's going to be in the third round. Never been in the Football League as a club. But they're going to taste a little taste of the big time. Unless Reading can score in these remaining seconds, they've got a corner. Referee Smith's going to allow it. At the end, we're into stoppage time. At the end of stoppage time. Lewis Wing to take the corner. Pereira forward. Will it be a turn up if Pereira scored? We saw a year ago what happened in that game at Playmore. The header comes in and it's over and the whistle's gone, I think. Or has it? The referee hasn't blown for time yet. Judging by the celebrations, I thought the whistle had gone, but it hasn't. Richard Hill knows they're nearly there. And they are there, I think. And they're nearly there now. We've played a minute over. We've overrun by a minute. Surely this goal kick, and will be that then. Just getting ahead of myself here. What a victory this is going to be. But Eastleigh, the Spitfires, have shot down the Royals in terrific fashion, but the referee's still playing on. Doesn't look as if he's poised to blow and whistle to his mouth. He is now. The whistle has surely gone, and the Spitfires shoot down the Royals and knock them out of the FA Cup. McCallum with a brace. Reading got back into the match at 1-1, but McCallum's goal, he's 17th for the season, 3 minutes from the end of extra time, on the stoppage time rather, sends Richard Hill's side into the third round. What a fantastic performance. And it's Eastleigh who knock out Reading. It's finished here. Eastleigh 2, Reading 1.
Thanks, JB. Well, the FA Cup just keeps up. Well, the FA Cup just keeps on delivering all those shocks and surprises. Eastleigh have made it. Eastleigh have made it to the third round, and for the third time in their history, took Bolton Wanderers to a replay in the 15-16 season. Lost 5-1 to Brentford a season later. So will it be third time lucky for the Spitfires? Of course, on the verge of making the playoffs in the National League. They're having a good season so far. For Reading, league survival must be the key priority. Although, as I mentioned earlier, they are doing well in the EFL Trophy and are in the round of 32 Southern section. Their game will be against Charlton on Wednesday. But John, this victory for Eastleigh will mean a great deal to them.
It certainly will. I'm completely lost for words, really. I thought Reading were poor today. But Eastleigh, they upped the game that 10% in that stoppage time, and they got the break from the corner. And McCallum, he really showed his prowess inside the penalty area. But it's a tremendous victory for Eastleigh. Now go through to the next round. It's just it's fantastic at the moment. So Eastleigh have managed to get into round 3, but obviously they're not going to get a big team, of course, but just to get in the 3rd round and still have an opportunity of maybe getting to a 4th round as well. So who knows? But it's fantastic though, isn't it? It's just absolutely amazing, really, when you really think about it and you really dissect the game. I thought Eastleigh were just shaded it on the chances created, and I felt on the day they deserve it. And home advantage, I did say at the top, could count a great deal. It certainly has today.
Yes, indeed it has, and we're almost at. Yes, indeed it has. We're almost out of time, but before we go, just want to update you on the latest score. Just want to update you on the latest scores across the Premier League and the FA Cup. There was also a championship match between Bristol City and Norwich. The Canaries won away 2-1. So the latest scores in the Premier League: Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 1 after 70 minutes. Chelsea 3-1 up against Brighton currently, despite a red card. Liverpool 2, Fulham 2 is the latest, and the latest game on the Commentary Hub and Focus on Football is West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 1, and the other games in the FA Cup: Aldershot Town 2, Stockport County 2 is the latest, and Chesterfield still lead Leyton Orient by 1 goal to nil. Don't forget coming up later today on Sublime Sunday, I think it's called. It's Manchester City against Tottenham Hotspur between Russ Vernon and Paul James. My thanks as ever to John JB Stoddard for doing this game and for his first game back in a long time. We are delighted to have him back, and so from all of us on JB Sports and the Commentary Hub too, thanks very much for listening. Take care. Goodbye for now.